Okay, one last time, guys, for the recap. This is all on you. This is for your decision. You knew what you are getting into. You spent the last 4 weeks listening to this. So you know this is a riff. This is commentary. This is jokes. This is me putting on a show for everybody else. I am being silly for shits and giggles. I am making myself happy by having fun. You do not have to join in this fun. You're free to watch another video. Just remember that you are now watching evidence of the fact that I do not hate everything, that I have not riffed anything. As a matter of fact, if you look to the previous 2 Fandom Fridays, I have not done any riffing. As a matter of fact, if you listen to Glimpses, a Nick story, or you can listen to Make New Friends, which, while incomplete, I do actually sit back and try to tell you what might have happened. Actually, there are quite a few fics like that where I actually sit back and tell you what might have happened in that story. All of this is your potential. All I'm trying to do is help you reach it by actually going off and doing something you like. Like, say, watch another video, listen to a story you like, or listen to somebody else's reviews. As a matter of fact, you're about to sit down and listen to me read Technus Imperative, which, now that I think about it, you would think that Mike would complain more about me not reading his fic and just reading the comic book all the time instead of the riff. Because I don't know about you, but if I clicked on this video and spent an hour listening to a guy read a really good comic book instead of the fanfic, I would be mad about that. But sadly, Mikan is not. He cares more about the riff rather than his fic not being read. Tells you a lot. Speaking of which, if these people are always going to be here when I riff something, what are you going to do when I'm not riffing anything in about 2 days from now? Are you going to still comment on the videos? Like, do one of those silly things where you're listening to me read a Lunafar's fic, you're like, how dare you say something nice about this story? Or Sunset in Time, 7 Days to Sunny June, any of those fics, are you guys just gonna sit back and go, how dare you? Or are you gonna be more like, oh, he's not riffing. Now what do we do? Because I have seen it. I have seen it where people will sometimes look at some of my stuff, and when I'm not playing to their song and dance and I'm not bringing out any of the cliches they normally associate with me, they got nothing to riff. They spend whole paragraphs without doing a single joke. So I'm just thinking that the moment you guys are left without anything to complain about, i.e. no riffs, you're just gonna be like, well, now what we gotta do? And all I can say is, go out and have a life. Enjoy yourselves. I can assume you do more than just sit back and watch. But, hey, I'm not the one who is so addicted to waiting for me to do riffs of these stories that when I do an excellent fic, you guys are silent. But the moment I start riffing, you guys show up. I wish I could get into your mindsets like that. Me personally, I would just want to sit back and listen to a good story, because that's what this channel's always have been about. Not exploring the bad fanfics, but talking about the good ones. I only do these bad stories to illustrate why the good ones are really good and why these bad ones are really bad. But yeah, I'm only imagining what's going to happen. Are you guys just going to sit around and start going, oh, come on. One day, he'll get back to riffing, and then, oh yes, we'll be waiting. I mean, I have seen Mike and actually walk to some of the fakes that have nothing to do with him and leave a comment behind, trying to mock me. But all he could do was just say something stupid like, the true secret isn't what Rainbow Dash is saying and has nothing to do with the story. I think he might be a wee bit obsessed. But enough about that. Let's start. Technus Imperative, Issue 3. Out in outer space, Superman, plus a team of some of the other spacefaring heroes, including John Jones, Warrior, Wonder Woman, Mary Marvel, Kyle Rayner, Power Girl, Captain Marvel, Orion, Barda, Captain Marvel Jr. Aren't you guys glad that I'm actually not affiliated with anything from Marvel, so I can actually call Shazam Captain Marvel and get away with it? And Adam are all flying out in space. Well, at least we don't have to stop and ask for its directions. Man, look at the size of that thing! Do you think it's aware of our presence, John? No, Superman. My telepathy detects no sense cognizance from this construct. Though experience tells us it may nonetheless retaliate against the Earth once it perceives our attack. Using his heat-vision, Superman looks inside. Speaking of which, Oracle, are we still telepathically linked? Anything on Earth operational yet? Precious little, Superman. More than half the planet's electronics are still malfunctioning, and none of the commercial cyber providers have come back online. How do you get distance to the JLA cavalry work out? Is Gardner making an ass of himself yet? All assistance is appreciated. Just make sure everyone is placed, Barbara. Damn. Siri's nasty hero Siri's bug. Good thing you brought me along. Gardner says his warrior power is activating. Gosh, I miss him when he was GL. Down on Earth, Batman looks up at the moon, covered in all technology. May I remind you, Guy, this is not a one-man mission. While the Titans team attempts communication with the construct, which has overrun the moon, those of you on the primary strike team have two main goals. Begin dismantling it and oppose any threats to it that may to the moon's natural orbit. This is just a 3-tier attack. Both Green Lantern and Wonder Woman have devices which can be utilized to help bind the construct. Hearing Batman's plan, the JLA split off, each performing their charge, while Barda and Orion lead a team to the Watchtower to reclaim control over its new Genesis technology. Stand for by its guides, and Oracle, I'm counting on you to continue coordinating our Earth-based efforts in disaster control. Understood, Batman. As for the off-planet Titans team, everyone listens in suspense and waits. Every member of the JLA and Titans. Meanwhile, the 5 main ones, the founding members, the original Titans, float helplessly in a white void. Wish them luck and give them 30 minutes. Deep inside, they find themselves within the main central core of the giant robotic moon. And inside are several floating orbs of Omnidroid technology. The environment is safe. Oxygen levels seem fine. Yeah, gravity's overrated anyway. Victor appears to be aware of our arrival. The atmosphere has been artificially adjusted to accommodate. You can all disengage from my shelter now. All? But we are all out, aren't we? Raven knows the truth, as Beast Boy flies out. Well, no. Boo. Changeling! Okay, look, before you get mad, ask yourselves if you sit by and let your other people try to save your best friend. Titans, continue your work out here. While I return to Earth, I must prepare the circuitry on the island to contain Victor, should he wish to abandon his post here. Silently, Raven flies off. Wally begins his recon. Alright, out! Recon. There's a JLA team trying to breach the watchtower, but no obvious sign of how to get Vic's attention. Bringing out his explosive arrow, Arsenal launches. I could do that. Arsenal, no, you heard him! Boom! And just like that, the founders are separated. Hey! Where did everybody go? I think we just made him mad. Titans Island. The assembled Titans have been safely set on the moon construct, where Victor's soul is retreated after Orion's barrage. We must prepare the technology here to receive Victor's soul, so that they be successful in communicating with him. John was incredulous. His soul? Listen, I don't know how many megabytes that might be, but I do know that this CPU here took a real being a minute ago. I could work on it, but there are no guarantees we'll be able to download anything, let alone get anyone. This is Bumblebee on John's telepathic link to JLA and Titans teams. We have a problem here. Looks like the Titans' silent CPU might not be able to contain Victor. If he is convinced to abandon construct, any ideas on a backup plan? Deep beneath the oceans, Aquaman begins to help out. Aquaman, look. Thoughts? I'm too busy to worry about the assisting man who just created an active volcano out of the side of Atlantis. As I assume everyone else is. In Chicago, another volcano has erupted in the middle of the city streets. Starfire, route the lava with your starbolts! I'm trying, but there's so much here. New York, as the earthquake rocks the city to its core. Elongated Man and Terror work together. 1700 Broadway. Is it my imagination, or does this building get total in every major crisis? Metropolis. Argent begins to protect everybody the best she can using her powers. Move it, people! The sky is falling, and I mean it! Gotham. Recently rebuilt, the city begins under siege. Another day, another disaster. Maybe this world just wants to go down. Ever think about getting it up? Ask me again 5 minutes after I'm dead. Coolest line from Batman ever. In the meantime, dig up whatever faith you have. We'll need it. Any moment now, that construct will succeed in pulling the moon completely out of its orbit. Unless the two strongest wills on the planet can hold it back. New York. CL looks at the orbital spaceship, now connected to the rest of the moon. Wow. A Star Labs orbital. This thing grabs anything in its path. Holding out his ring, GL lets loose a powerful burst of green energy. Here goes everything! Using his power, Green Lantern forms a giant green net, circling, grabbing half of the moon. Oh man. Oh man! Wonder Woman! I'm not sure I can do this! Hold on, Just concentrate, Green Lantern. Focus on the task at hand. My magic lasso is too small to secure the moon as I have. But, reaching out her hand, she produces a small, malleable, translucent material. If I cast a malleable substance of my invisible plane around the half I am left to secure, perhaps we can weave the proper restraining web. As an infant, I was granted the strength of Gaia, greater than that of Hercules himself, and if he could shoulder the earth, however briefly. Together, combining her malleable substance with Green Lantern's net, the two create a giant, translucent green net circling the giant now cybernetic moon. And surely I dare not surrender the moon. And at specific points, everybody starts pushing, grabbing onto certain parts of the cybernetic moon, holding it together, trying their best to pull apart the machines. Ugh. Superman communicates to all of them, leading everyone else at once. Their combined strength pushing together. I moved the moon alone once when I had electromagnetic powers. This time, we have to rely on teamwork and brute strength. Ready, and push! Back on the moon. The other space flying heroes land. Hi, Father, it is working! The moon remains in orbit. Oracle, are there any repercussions on Earth? Negative, Barda. Most of our tech is still down, but there haven't been any additional planetary disasters our crew here couldn't handle. So far, everything's working as planned. You've got the reinforcement you need up there? More than enough. Elsewhere, Mr. Miracle communicates. I hope that wasn't disparaging a comment on my account, Orion. I was just trying to help you guys get back to the watchtower. You think this thing has set traps? How dangerous is it anyway? I'm like to us directly. Hey, ugly, over here! Pfft. As if to answer his question, the machine begins to morph. Here, I can morph? No one told me I could morph! I think you asked for that one, Gardner. Listen, use your morph power to keep it busy while we try to get new Genesis tech back online. This works much like Orion's astral harness. We're hoping we can first its electromagnetic capabilities and push the enemy away from the moon. Using your strength, Barter rips open a gate. We're in, husband. Barter shows mildly as stealth. Oh, honey. Mr. Miracle communicates to his wife. Jeez, you couldn't give Adam a minute to pass us to the nanotech sentinels? It's okay, Scott. You'll see being paying my attention to us. Between guiding the Titans, I'm guessing the defense systems are pretty much distracted. Great. How about the projector for the new Genesis equipment? Everywhere, Adam begins to fly, working hard on the tech. Wow, not good. Did I miss something? In Tech Manhunter, I had no choice. I'm sorry, I assure you. Elsewhere, Arsenal finds himself in the white void, talking to Cyborg, as he once was, as a giant computer program, Siberion. I didn't mean anything by it, man. You know me and the arrows. I shoot them off as often as I shoot off my mouth. Speaking of which, you and this robot chunk is getting old, bud. As impressive as this tech plant thing is, I'm really getting tired of hearing of how you've forgotten once again how you're human. You're the most human guy I know, Vic. Now get your act together. If a screw-up like me can manage, then there ain't no excuse for you, amigo. You listening, Vic? Hello? Garth speaks to a more human-sized version of Siberion. Siberion? Then you do know who you are. Victor, listen. I know you've always felt a little out of place. Believe me, I can relate. I get pulled sometimes between, who I am at home, who I am when I'm topside. And sometimes I want to so badly give in to my Atlantean side, to the water. I try not to say this very often, but compared to the oceans, dry land is, well, it's rigid, and lackluster, it's stifling. But you know what keeps me tied to terra firma? Why do I feel like a really beautiful instrumental needs to be played right here? Preferably something by John Williams. My friends, Vic. Like you. Are you listening? Elsewhere, Wally talks to another version of Vic. This one covered in cybernetics, to the point where the only thing of flesh is his face. Hey, there you are, Sora. Listen, man, don't worry. We're going to get you out of this. The way we've got it figured out now, you probably had to turn off your humanity program to reroute your resources. So now it's just a matter of finding it and turning it on again, okay? Then we'll get rid of all the space debris junk and get you safely home. That is what you want, Vic, right? Right? Donna talks to Vic as they first met him. Almost human, save for cybernetic arms and legs, and a cybernetic face. Vic, is that you? I'm glad I found you. Victor, listen, I know you've been through a lot. It must be tempting to just hide your pain and confusion away like some deleted computer file. But if you can risk sharing that pain, we're all here to help you, honey. Me, Dick, Wally and Garth, and Roy, and even Garfield. And Raven's nearby. Corey and Leonard. Practically everybody. All your friends. We understand you've been lonely, Vic. The Titans were like a family for so long, and it's okay to need that. To need other people. Sometimes you find people in the world who can support you in being who you truly are. We know who you truly are, Vic. We came here to help that man. Nightwing sees Vic as he once was, truly was, a human, all-star athlete, before an accident took all of that away. Vic, hey, you okay? I mean, do you feel alright? I know you're just a hologram now, but I also know that somewhere in the middle of all this technology is a real man, a good friend of mine. I don't give up on my friends. Did you give up, Vic? Is that what happened? Because if you did, even for a minute, I got a secret to tell you. You can't give up. And I don't just mean because it isn't a good idea. I mean, your friends, your family, this fighting the good fight thing, we're all in together until death. Where you realize it or not, it's under your skin, Vic. Then, everyone hears a giant shout together, and all the Vics paid attention. Hey, West Bucket! Let go of the frickin' moon already, will ya? Elsewhere, everywhere on the planet, other Titans, other JLA members work together, trying their best to stave off disaster after disaster, saving life after life. At this point, they don't see themselves as JLA members, as Justice League, as JSA, as Titans, or even Young Justice. This time, they don't see themselves as children waiting to prove themselves. They all see themselves as one thing. As people are willing to say no more, or willing to say, we're here to help. We're going to look at the people who are in distress, or are scared and need assistance, and say, I am here. Today, they are proving themselves as one thing. Heroes. You're an angel, Zariel. How do you justify a god who would do something like this? This is not his doing, Azrael. How do you justify a friend who would do this? The mystery is entirely human. Alright, Earth Team, listen up. I got bad storm damage in New York, a conflagration in Munich, a disabled hospital in Tallahassee, and a lightning storm in Seattle. No wait, that's not all. There's earthquake damage in Venus, collapsing orphanage in Metropolis, flooding damage in Bangkok, and a zoo stampede in San Diego. Good luck! What do you want, Vic? You want to pretend you're not human again? You think all the loss and stuff hurts less that way? Everywhere, everybody helps out the best way they can. Don't worry, Mirage. I bet those founding titans are with the bad guy right now, having a nice heart-to-heart with commercial breaks. Most misunderstandings clear up in half an hour. Well, yeah, Prism, if your experiences are based on sitcoms, in real life, when you feel displaced, it can take a lot longer to work through the confusion and pain. You think you're so cut off from your feelings that you can endanger all of us and not even care? Keep up the triage! There's 4 more ambulances headed this way! I don't know about the team you are with, Rose, but I gotta tell you, when my teammates got upset, they just go to the room or something. I mean, taking the moon and everything. Who does this guy think he is? Well, maybe I gotta spell it all out for you, Rust Bucket, because it don't work like that! You're pretending to be this totally unemotional Technus planet thing, right? Only, you want the Titans with you, because you're lonely. Hello? I'm the only one not buying this? Carhartt fires arrow after arrow. You think you can draw the lightning away from the civilians' impulse? Maybe. Did you pick up the Duranium rod from the level 9? What? Oh, great. You did you? Ugh. Think Black Canary or someone, oh man. Do you really care right now? Just do as he says. Good work, Wildebeest. Keep it up. The best we can do now is keep everyone safe. Vic, the loneliness is the clue. You'll never be safe from your feelings until you honor them. You want your friends with you? Fine. But then come be with us. That's the last of the kids. What do we do next? Anything we can, Flamebird. Robin looks up to the moon, knowing that his older brother is there, doing all he can. Anything we can. That's your choice now. Basically, Vic, that's all you can do. You think we're doing any good, Red Star? I think we owe it to ourselves to keep each other trying, Lightning. Either risk getting destroyed by your emotions, or risk getting destroyed by us and the JLA. The Justice League means business, Pick. You're not going to pacify it with some virtual fantasy, you know. Who the hell are you supposed to be? I don't remember anyone dressed like a clown in any Titans meeting I went to. Me? I didn't will to be Star Panther. What? In Kiev, Geoforce holds everything back with everything he's got. That's not what I want either, you know. I don't want to be Beast Boy again, or make virtual movies, or hang out in some made-up paradise. You want to create a perfect environment for me? You want to give me anything I want? Elsewhere, more heroes begin to stop destruction in London. Well, all I want is my friend back! What's it gonna take, huh? If I can't convince you that you're a decent, valuable human being, then who can? That's what I want for you to make for me! Someone you listen to! Someone whose word is good enough for you! Am I the only one who's finding ironic that throughout this entire fic and all of Miken's bullshit, he's had Beast Boy be depressing, being sad, being heartbroken, and being emotionally distant to the point where he cares about nothing but himself. But now, I hope everybody listening to this is seeing Beast Boy as he should be, as who he really is. The heart of the team. Somebody who's trying to cheer up a friend. Yeah, he can be hurt. He can be broken. But here he is, forgetting everything he's been through to help somebody else. Why is he doing that? Because Beast Boy is something Miken will never understand. Beast Boy is a hero. And this is Beast Boy at his best. Thank you so much. In San Francisco, some heroes are using their psionics to hold up the Golden Gate Bridge, along with Superboy puzzling everything up. In Gotham City, Batman does what he does best. Meanwhile, all eyes turn to the left as a new figure approaches. An old man. A face that Victor recognizes all too well. The man responsible for putting him on this journey. For turning him into this robot. Silas? Of course! Your dad! Oh, hi. Elsewhere, you got family members start joining up together. We're back together. That's a good sign, right? Vic's eyes begin to glow. Yeah, wait, something's changing. It's working, amigo. Chainslay's got him going. As the talk continues, things begin to change around the world, around the moon. What? The moon's resistance is stopped. Here too, Superman. It's once again maintaining its proper orbit, and the additional repercussions on Earth, Oracle. Victor, my boy, I'm so proud of you. At first, I thought I lost you that first time you were injured, when I had to give you cyborg parts. Negative, Manhunter. And the Earth team is doing a great job of containing the last wave of damage. Besides Oracle seeing everything that's happening on Earth, Lilith senses something as well. Something is not right. The danger has not passed. But you've always been a survivor, son. Or do you know why, Victor? Because I loved you with these people, the best of friends. Because even without me, Silas begins to slowly fade away. You always had family. It's true, Vic. You know it. You and Vlas. Vic begins to disappear. Steel, it's Davin! I will guide Victor's soul towards the ion CPU. Vic! Vic! Download it! Now! Instantly, the machines begin to power back to life. At last, power is restored to the watchtower. Primary systems appear to be back online, including the transporters. Just in time, too. I actually have a prayer fixing this thing now. Maybe we could get some help. And yet one problem yields to another. Look outside! Meanwhile, back inside the machine. See, it's working! Vic must be downloading himself into the CPU at Titan's Island. Can't mess up the moon or anything from down there. Let's just hope the TLA sees it that way. Certainly will. They had it all figured out. About the Omegadrome and everything. Look! He points to his side. And they see the orbs of the Omegadrome begin to power up. Vic must be using it as his main power source here. You never guessed that thing used to be a battlesuit. We should try to morph it back down, to get it to a manageable size and take it home with us. It's incredibly useful. Suddenly, the moon begins to shake and rattle. Whoa! What's going on? Atmosphere is destabilizing! Well, not to belabor the obvious, but we're in outer space! Without Vic here to regulate the environment, who's going to keep it livable? And true. Now without Vic to control the giant robotic moon, it begins to fall apart and break through the giant web that was created by Wonder Woman and Green Lantern. Hey, is it just me, or is this place changing from a cosmic graveyard into an intergalactic on-ramp? Some of this debris is, well, kind of taking off. Everyone, pull back! The construct is coming apart! Meanwhile, the Titans all start to grab each other's hands. So now what do we do? Just hope Vic remembers he left us here? We're going to run out of oxygen! Meanwhile, in space, don't worry about the ships monitoring away. We gotta keep the unmanned pieces from getting into the Earth's atmosphere. Okay, new mission. So we kind of net, or... At that point, Kyle Rayner realizes in fear the Titans are still inside the station. Hey, what about the Titans? They're up here somewhere! They could be on any one of these pieces. How are we going to get back down to the planet? Let's make sure that there's a planet to get back to first. I'm afraid Wonder Woman's right. Superman says this, realizing with fear that he has to save the many before he can save the few, even though he's the man who believes he can save everyone. Everybody has to work together to make sure that the debris falling to Earth doesn't destroy the planet. You know, this is an awesome moment. I feel like we need some kind of rock song. Now, you guys are free to play any kind of shonen awesome song or any shonen music that you may have or some cool rock song. Personally, I'm going to be playing Take My Hand by Simple Plan. You guys are free to play some awesome heroic rock song, like, say, I don't know, anything from My Hero Academia right now, because this moment is getting rockin'. Hey, what happened to Gardner? One piece of debris starts crashing to a building. So, you want to take the fight back down to Earth, huh? Well, joke's on you, Rissy. Now covered in his complete armaments of warrior technology, Gardner begins to shoot. This is Alpar, my master plan. I got you right where I want you now. I thought this wasn't smarter than you. I feel pretty good. I don't know why I'm making Gardner Southern. Titan's Island. Bumblebee and John look on. I've never downloaded a solo to a CPU before, but I think this is working. There's no sound something that's working. Boom! This is something that's blown. The CPU is too damaged and too small to receive Victor's entirety. I will contain him in my way and my soul self for as long as I can. But you must find an alternative to host within the house as quickly as possible. On the JLA watchtower, everyone works together. The menace must have let it go. Debris is flying everywhere. We should help out the others. Adam flies around. No, wait! We're going to use the new Genesis technology to push the entity away from the moon. But circumstances, we can use magnetic to pull the debris back. We just need someone to stumpstart with a magnetic boost. Somewhere in space. Vic will remember that we're up here, will he? I can hope so, but we can't risk the wait. We need an alternate plan, and we need it now! Quickly, Dick's mind begins to run through every single possibility, every plan he can come up with. Okay, I've got an idea. We can morph the Omega Drome into a ship, provided that Fix release controls it to it. Above the Atlantic Ocean, a giant piece of debris starts flying towards it. Damn! At that speed, it'll cause a tidal wave when it hits. Not to mention boiling everything within a 2-mile radius. Unless Power Girl can stop it! Power Girl flies in front of the machine, using all of her super strength to push everything back. Wait, I got a better idea. Damn it! Where are you? Power Girl! Back up a sec. I'm good. Using his own power, Stamets blows the debris up, creating tiny little bit pieces. Fine, no tidal wave. But you know who'll end up cleaning up this debris, don't you? Metropolis. For immediate release, to all employees of LexCorp. Once again, we find that Earth's superhero community, teeming, as always, with hubris and god complexes, has engaged a foe capable of destroying all that we hold dear. In preparation for the worst, I urge you all to return home to your loved ones. Reflect on what your saviors have wrought on you today, and pray for another's safety. I dearly hope to see you all tomorrow. Lex Luthor, CEO. It looks like this one is mine. Sandstorm? No, that won't help. Push it back with some kind of earth blitz? No, no good. Come on, Tara. Think! There must be a way to... Is studs falling in mid-air? Looking close, Tara can see what helped stop it. Oh, Wonder Woman. I'm so glad you're here. I just didn't know how to stop it. It was coming so fast. And, for the record, I'm real sorry about trying to bury you in a rock storm earlier. I do not take it personally, Tara. You are a gale of herself with your powers. Continue to protect this Earth, and we should have no cause for further argument. Brazil, if I, Cersei, cannot stop the Amazon warrior, surely I can help and at least weaken her. But neither the power of Neron, nor a war of the gods, nor now terrors from deep space prove enough to stop my foe. By Hecate, why does Wonder Woman never fail? Houston, this one smells terrible. Are all meteorites so gross? Flying in, using his own super strength to stop it, is John Jones. These meteorites are pieces of alien technology. This one is emitting high levels of toxic gas. I cannot close the leaks and prevent him from falling at the same time. Where is Green Lantern? I don't know, but maybe I can help. Using her own power, Argent walks it with a powerful shield. Okay, Martian Manhunter, hurry seal the toxins. I don't know how long I can hold this thing. Look, everybody. The weatherman was right. It's raining cats and dogs. Robotic, toxic cats and dogs from outer space. And they could fly away like little robins and giant bats while the heroes save us from nuclear puddles. Busy bats today. Busy as bees are bats. Don't let them save you. Break something! Cairo, Egypt. Mary Marvel holds everything back alongside Captain Marvel Jr. Can't slow it down anymore! Gotta keep trying, Mary! If we fail, this thing will take out half of Egypt. Supergirl and Coriander flies right into the machine. Looks like the Marvels could use some help, Starfire. It's too close to push away, Supergirl. We better all work together to pulverize it. Somewhere in outer space, debris continues racking, flying all across the place. It's no good! The Omega Drome isn't morphing. Think must still be physically connected with it. Donna, how much longer do you think this little pocket you and Tempest created can last? Not long. If it does that, hold out, we'll run out of oxygen soon. And then, a mysterious being wrapped in black cloak appears. My friends, I have come with bad news. Omen! The Titan's Island CPU has failed to contain Victor's essence. The JLA are protecting Earth from all the debris we have involuntarily released. Raven currently holds his soul, but he cannot do so indefinitely. I fear the worst for Victor, but came to save the rest of you. Let me transport you back to Earth, quickly, before you drift too far for my powers to be of use. You made a noble effort to save your friend, and I regret more than I can say that the plan not proved more successful. Raven can't hold his soul much longer? What does that mean? That just means he dies, right? That means we'll never see him again. Fear gripping Beast Boy's heart. Changeling morphs back into human mode. We can't abandon him! There's gotta be another way! If the CPU can't hold him, maybe the Omega Drum can! You said he was still physically linked to it, Dick, right? Right?! The Omega Drum may be formed into a suitable receptacle for Victor, but I am not strong enough to carry both it and all 6 of you back. Especially not in the current state it holds. Then don't worry about us, Lilith. Take Garfield and the Omega Drum and go! Dick says, realizing he only has one chance to save everything. Beast Boy looks on in terror. And leave you guys here? But you'll never! Make your choice quickly. The further from Earth we drift, the weaker my teleportation powers. Raven cannot help me retrieve you, as it's taking all her soul energy to keep from Victor from dissipating. Dick, realizing the problem, turns to Beast Boy. We assumed this risk to help Vic. If we can't save him, then all of this was pointless. You have an opportunity now to help him. We don't have time for arguments. Go! Realizing what he means, Beast Boy changes into form and flies to the Omega Dome, helping Omen teleport all the machine parts back. Titan Island. So much life energy. I cannot contain it much longer. You gotta try. I mean, what'll happen if you let go? Set Raven's soul cell cracks. Pressure exerting more and more. Never mind. Let's not think about that. Raven, quick! Fall into the Omega Dome now! Using all of her energy, Raven fires every single last of it into the Omega Dome. And slowly, it begins to morph, amazingly turning, cracking with power. Raven turns back to her normal human self, drained from all of the efforts he had put forth. Meanwhile, the machine slowly morphs, transforming into a golden version of Victor Stone. No longer a cyborg, no longer a giant planet, but a golden person. Far from Earth. The Titans, realizing this may be their last moments, cuddle close together and hold each other's hands. You guys know I don't believe in giving up, but if there's anything anyone wants to say, this might be a good time. Well, for my part, I owe you all more than I can explain. You're my lifeline, my safety net, and I've never regretted doing anything I've had the honor to do with you. Arsenal speaks up next. I want to say I could think of a way out of here, but I can't. Well, I can only sigh. You know, I faced death so many times that almost doesn't register anymore. My only regret is, Gar speaks up next, we haven't been in touch lately. We all did such a good job of helping each other grow up that we inevitably started to grow apart. But somehow, with you guys here, it's worse. I can see exactly how much I have to lose. Donna hears this and joins in. I guess what I really want to say is, thank you. You guys are my family, and as crazy as my past may be, I can't imagine a life without you. I love you all. Don't say goodbye and don't let go of my hand. On Earth, the proteges, the heroes all look up. Silence. And each one of them hopes that their loved ones are safe. Don't worry, Bats. I'm sure they're okay. Silence. Space. Hull breach! This room's coming apart! This is it, gang! But as the hull begins to breach, a green shield forms around them. And standing there before them, floating, is one Kyle Rayner. You know, Donna, you really should have returned my calls. Green Lantern! Arsenal cheers. Woohoo! No offense to anyone present, but As much as I consider you all family and yada yada, I ain't dying with anyone until I tuck my daughter in for the night. You know, I'm trying to figure out what's the best line in this whole fucking graphic novel, and that is high. That right there. Gio, my new best friend. So, can I interest anyone in a ride home? GLA Watchtower, the moon. To anyone in range, this is Oracle. The meteorite shower seems to have mysteriously ended. Has someone got it under control? Please report. I love to start celebrating. Ah, Garner. Ah, guess my distraction worked. Jeez, the ego on that guy. Someone like Gardner, you can't distract me with your sword. I'm afraid you received no credit, Gardner, but Magenta does. So he was able to use her magnetic powers to reboot to new Genesis technology. Now that it's functioning, we can use it to pull the debris away from Earth. Aw, look, you do care about little Mudball, don't you, Orion? I care about honoring responsibilities. Magenta here has done a very good job. Oracle to all in reigns. Looks like we could chalk up another victory for the good guys. If anyone needs me, I think it's time for a cold boot. For both the computers and me. Copy that, Oracle. Looks like a happy ending from here. Kyle says this as he watches Troya and Wonder Woman give each other a sisterly hug. Okay, I feel like some really happy music needs to be played. Personally, I wouldn't mind playing Welcome to the Family from Phil Collins, or some of the happy instrumentals from Naruto or One Piece. What a story you have to tell now, eh, Girth? I want to hear all about the kid. Elongated man swings himself over to Wally. Your Uncle Barry would be proud of you, Wally. Thanks, Raph. But we all did good work together. Batman steps over to Nightwing, looking him straight in the eye. I have a favor to ask you. I appreciate it if next time you would consider passing on the space travel. Aw, you're not gonna sign my permission slips anymore? Well, okay. Just cause it's nice to see you not smiling again. Son walks over to Roy. The only other one whose protege is currently dead. I sense you are troubled by Oliver's absence here today, Arsenal. I want to assure you that there are others present who are worried beyond your safety on his behalf. Hey, Red, you made it! Dinah! Connor, hey! The Megadrome, it's a body. I'm gold! And of course, this being comics and being rated PG, Vic Stone has a Barbie doll anatomy. Sorry, fangirls, you ain't saying nothing. Explain everything later, Vic. Just glad to have you back. Tearfully, sorrowfully, Changeling hugs his best friend, holding him tight. Wow, this thing kind of just blows every scene with Beast Boy and Darkseid Dimensions out of the water. And then the Vens, and you know what? I think I'll just start reading this comic more often every time I see one of Mike's works and is insulting Beast Boy. Just to get the dose of real Gar. Step it up, John looks at the two. Of course, you have some explaining to do yourself, not to mention the whole cleaning up. Looks like you have a family here more than willing to help you make amends. Welcome back, Vic. You know what? I can kind of see why Likara says that this is his favorite comic book of all time. Because it's ranking high on my stuff. Because you know what? After reading so many crises and secret wars and versus matches and civil yada yada that ends with somebody dying, you know what? I think it's pretty awesome that justice once. Justice once, guys. Everybody lives! No heroic sacrifices, no deaths, nobody dying. Just this once. Just this once. Everybody lives. And so, in New York City, at the Warriors, at Guy Gardner's bar, we have a post-debris cleanup party, which means time for an awesome party song! Now, we could use, say, Dreams from Van Halen. That's an awesome song. We could be Heroes by David Bowie. That's also awesome. Personally, I'm using Friends from Miracle of Sound, because that song is awesome. Drinks are around the house, gang. I'll even give you a free meat refills. Superman looks over, of course. More milk here, Guy, please. Now this is what I call a party. I think we need another round for Gilligan and Skipper over there. Hey, I've gone over all of that dolphin thing, Aquaman says, slapping Gar in the back. About the hitting! Gar says, his eyes charging up with energy. But father and son look at each other and then just have a good old laugh. Meanwhile, our boy Plastic Man is being chased down and trying to be distracted and occupied by impulse. Call him off! Somebody cut the little red and white guy off! Do the pretzel again! The pretzel! You know, it'll take some getting used to. Having the Omega Drone for your body and everything. Beast Boy talks to Vic, who is still shocked by everything that's happened. But we'll get used to it together, okay? Thanks, Gar, for everything. Tara, seeing her opportune time to talk to the two heroes, walks. Hey, don't do anything, Garfield. I won't hurt you or anything. I just wanted to say I'm happy everything worked out okay, and I hope we can be friends. Tara? Smile and nod. I'll explain later. Meanwhile, Roy talks to a random Titan I've never seen before, but it's definitely not Lillian. Me? Cloth all the way. Is that an environmental stance or... Hold a sec, Roy. John? I want you to meet my baby. Would you like to hold her?
I do not want to scare her, so I assume a more human shape.
Oh no, her name's Jillian. And you're perfect just the way you are. Meanwhile, a bunch of other girls who have had crushes on Dick. Okay, let's face it. Almost every single girl his age, and a few a little older, have had a crush on Dick Grayson. Alright. But, and I know there are people who watch the Teen Titans cartoon and cheer for Dick and Corey. And that's fine. And I know some of you people have read the original comics, likely Kara, and cheer for Dick and Corey. But, well, boom! I'm a diehard Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon shipper. So, suck on that, everybody! Ha! Dick and Babs all the way! Yeah, I had to say it. And I think something's going on with their relationship in the current Nightwing comics. It's in the butt. No, it's all in the eyes. Something about that chest. Excuse me. Dick walks by and each girl can only look on and just admire Dick Grayson. And Corey turns her head and sees Dick. Hi. Again. Corey, I don't want things to be awkward between us, but do you think there's a way we could care about each other now as friends? Do you honestly think there's any way we couldn't? Wally sees the tearfully happy Troya. Oh, hey, excuse me a second, will you, Ralph? Troya, you are going with Troya, aren't you? Oh, hey, yes, I think so. So nice to see everyone back together. What's Reminds me, you seem to be having a real riff going there with Kyle. Did you two make up? Oh, we're not super tight yet, but we're making progress. I could ask you the same thing, you know. Oh, I don't know. It's Kyle and Troya look at each other and share nothing, but instead silent words. You too were smiling. I saw you. You call Butler a liar? I may have expressed a modicum of relief over the safety of. No, wait, you're not getting off of that. We want to see a grit here, man. Actually, now that I think about it, Lacar's also right in that the total amount of death in this story was -1. We saved somebody. Which is more than I could ever say for any of Miken's so-called heroes. They don't save anybody. Not in Dark Side Dimensions. Not in End of Ends. Nope. They don't save any lives. Is everything alright, Orion? Ludicrous assertion. Roy and Mirai can argue over disposables all they want. Needs to be taking care of what to do to you. Mama, man. Oh, jeez, Robbie, I think we should say something too. I let them finish up first. Captain Marvel Jr. can only sigh as he stands before the world's greatest superhero. I'm really, really sorry I grabbed you like that, sir. It's okay, Freddy. In extreme circumstances, we must do what we want, whether as a team or a family. He says this to Young Justice as they all look on. Each team member having to listen to this. Okay. Connor's the first to talk. I think I got it. But if the JLA is the ultimate team, and the Titans are the family, what are we? Superman can only smile in congratulations. As he tells them, you're Young Justice. Your time will come. Then, as the party begins to wrap up, and everyone gets to get home, the Titans are all gathered around a small little area. Hey, what's going on? Not sure yet. Gardner said there was something back here we should see. Somebody clicks on a button, and lifting out the curtain, reveals a statue. Wow. Holy! Don't make me hurt you, West. Hey, I was taller than Garth back then. Each one can look on at the statue that stands before them, tears in their eyes, as memories, flashbacks hit them all. To the good times and to the bad. The laughs and the tears. The hopes and the nightmares. The victories and the failures. They look on the statue that represents all of that. Man, were we really ever that young? I'm afraid so. But what's amazing is that despite every known force in the universe trying to pull us apart, as they all look on at the statue, now it represents the 5 of them. Aqualad, Wonder Girl, Robin, Kid Flash, and Speedy. Now no longer the teenagers they once were. They've all graduated and grown up to being the proud heroes that they are now. Into Tempest, Troya, Nightwing, Flash, and Arsenal. They have seen much and have done much, have grown on to become heroes in their own right, ready to inspire others to go on further. And as Gar said, looking back on all of their adventures together, as friends and a family. Titans together. Special thanks to Bob Haney, Bruno Primarni, Charles Paris, Nick Carty, Marv Wolfman, George Perez, Dan Jurgens, for creating and sustaining such wonderful characters. And gratitude to all you fans who love to support them. My god, this issue was freaking awesome! Heartwarming, sad. Oh god, this thing was so damn cool! I forgot how good this was! Seriously! I really did forget just how great it was! This was utterly fantastic! And I feel like I just read an old friend. Oh man, this was good. Well, see you later, guys. What? You think I can genuinely go back to Mikan after that? Do you really think I can genuinely go back to that last chapter and reread Mikan after everything I just did? You really think anybody can do that? Fine, I'll give you the summary, but we ain't going to top that. Besides, most of you have probably already clicked off the video already by now, and Mike has probably only listened to maybe a minute of dialogue. Has probably skipped the rest because he's really curious. He's probably looking at the screen going, let's see, more awesome comics. Why do I want to listen to comic books? God, I'd rather listen to Beast Boy being emo and grumpy. Alright, so here it goes. So everybody's back. Everybody's talking about how they're willing to go back in time to the beginning of everything, to when everything started up again. And, you know, considering quantum physics and quantum mechanics and multidimensional traveling, I would ask how all this is supposed to work, but I don't think we care anymore. Nobunaga takes his time to make out with Suyu. Thank you, Carol. And then proceeds to explain that, nope, he and the other Dark Angels will not be here when this happens. Why? Because he, Beast Boy in name only, and the others will not be born. Ever. Because any of those connected to the darkness will not be born. And everybody will relive their lives and not remember a thing. And, of course, some of their families might even not be born either. So, some of them might have to relive their lives in a completely different way and never once touch upon what's going on with their lives. Robin should be jumping for joy at this because this might give him a chance to have a world where his parents are alive. Cyborg should be jumping at the chance that he might be human again. But what do I know? It's not like I just spent a long time reading some comics. And then Nobunaga says something that kind of makes me mad. No, do you not see? We Dark Angels loathe our afterlife and the way our sad lives were lived. What? We Dark Angels loathe our afterlife and the sad way our lives were lived. So, let me get this straight. You guys hate your afterlife. You hated just hanging around all the time, just gathering in energy and taking it all in. So, why was Erebus so fucking pissed off when Twilight tried to change things? If you guys loathe your afterlife and the way your sad lives were lived so much, you would think you would jump for joy when Twilight basically said she was going to fix everything. You would think you'd be happy that you were ready to get your lives fixed or wiped out. But nope. You got pissed off. You didn't want people to go through the same experiences you did. Bullshit! Is that why you did the genocide route? And no, I hate to tell you this, people, but genocide and omnicide? That's not understandable. That's never understandable, and that's never sympathetic. But then again, I have a sudden realization. It's because Idiowassa's group's doing it. That's why it's okay. Because as long as it's not Twilight, anything goes. Kind of like how it's okay for Davis to press off the girls with a weak excuse. But Kyrie? Oh, no. She has an excuse? Nah. Remember, sexism is predominant in this fic. And so everybody talks, and this is supposed to be so heartbreaking. However, since Mikan writes this story with all the power and the emotion of a robot, we're all it's not as emotional as it should be. And then we see the creators all popping up, all to the tune of Legend of Zelda: The Creation of Hyrule, which is a nice track and all, but I think there are more epic sounding tunes that can show you the glory of creation. But then again, I'm a better Zelda fan than Mr. Mikey over here. And yes, Erebus is still there along with everybody else. And everybody sits back and watches as the great creation happens. Everybody's ignoring Spectre and Anti-Monitor wrestling over there. And the death of Galactus' people over there. And the other multiverse creation myths going on over there. My God, I know a lot of these. Everything pops up and everything's coming up. Hunky-dory, happy, good. And of course, Yoga's there. Why is he there? And meanwhile, Erebus and Kieran is holding hands, and they're all happy, smacky, and that's when Nemesis began to react its stability, creating the Dark Zone. A lightning bolt zaps, knocking Kieran upside the head, causing her confusion, making her lose her mind. Everybody's gathering around her, scaring her, and that's when everybody here, the Titans, the ponies, unleash all the powers of Destiny, Atherath, and Harmony. Finally, the Disney has to do something other than just hang around and look useless. To fix Kieran's amnesia so she wouldn't bring forth the terrible curse, and they all fix all of reality. And everybody says their goodbyes, and this should be an emotional moment, but I think you've seen what a real emotional moment is. It's over there. And everybody's sad, and Erebus is happy as all of history is wiped out and sent away. Not gonna lie, guys. This is the weakest, most boring, and worst finale to any of Mikan's fics I have ever read. I mean it. Let's look what we've had before. In Legend of Zelda, we've had stopping an asteroid with a ripoff of Zelda. In Starfleet, we had cool, epic battles with the final boss, Heresy Blast, and all that, and giant fuses of Celestia and Grand Ruler. Yeah, that's stupid, but still. Also fights. A great dragon and end of ends. How did we end it here? Oh. A lightning bolt strikes Kieran. She gets amnesia and they fix her with healing word. Sparkles. That's just dull and lame. Guys, look. I'm the type of person who believes that when you put us through an adventure like this for 26 chapters, I expect an epic battle. I expect an epic sword duel. I want Darth Vader versus Luke, because that's what it's building up to. I want the struggle between Frodo in the ring. I want a cool fight at the end. After everything I've been through, I want something awesome like that. To not have that like Micah does here makes the story feel lackluster and lame. And quite frankly, dull and uninteresting. And lifeless. It just feels so worthless. Like, Micah realized at the very end of this that since he no longer had hatred backing him, he no longer had anger in his heart, he really wanted to get things moving because he just couldn't figure out any other way to do his story. He can't think of any way of doing this without pushing hatred for the people that he doesn't like into the story. So thus, it's just left limp. And as such, the story is wanting for it. And in this way, this makes it the worst of all of Micah's stories because at least the others held something. This is just, we fixed the time travel. Oh. Boring. Boo. But hey, this is why I think you shouldn't write your stories with anger in them. You should always put forth the effort. And everything should have a little bitty heart. Epilogue tomorrow, guys.